All right, fourth graders. Yesterday you should have brought home this packet. This was our new packet that I know in my class I passed this out to you before I left on Wednesday, and it should have been on Tuesday, and it should have been in your accordion folders, and hopefully you took it home to work on today. If you don't have it, that's okay. Hopefully you can print these papers out for the button on the left from the button on the left on your screen. If you can't, just use a regular sheet of paper and try to work along as best you can. What we're going to need you guys to do is bring this packet back on Monday with these papers done so we can see that you did it, okay? All right, so let's get started. I'm going to take this top sheet off, and underneath is the problem set 34. Okay, so let's take a look at this. All right, use the associative property to rewrite each expression. Solve using disks and then complete the number sentence. So we're going to kind of work with these together, okay? So what I have here is 30 times 24. Well, if I use the associative property, I'm going to break this 30 into a 3 times 10, right? Because 3 times 10 is 30. So that's what I did here. And then what I'm going to do is, like the associative property is the grouping property. I'm going to take these parentheses and slide them over to the next rung. So I got this here, okay? All right, so I'm going to stop there on my associative property and come over here and show you the place disk, what it means on the place disks, okay? So I start off with the number 24. That's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to put down 2 10s and 4 1s, just like that, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply each of these by 10, just like that, okay? So if I multiply the 4's place by 10, it means I slide them over and I get, 4 10s, right? Then if I do the same thing with the 10's place, if I multiply those by 10, just put a little times 10 there, and times 10, I'm going to end up with 2 there, right? Okay. Now that I did this right here, I need to multiply both of those by 3, right? So I need to make 3 groups of each of those. So there's 1 group, there's 2, and there's 3. Okay? And the 10s we slid over here to the hundreds, but I need to make 3 groups of those, right? So I have 2 more rows onto that. All right? And now what we need to do is regroup, if we need to take a look at any regrouping here. So these 1s turned into 10s here, and I multiplied them by 3. So if I can regroup 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm going to take this 10 here, then slide it over here to make another group here. Okay, that's another 100. So let's see what we got for an answer, okay? How many hundreds do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many 10s do we have right here? 2 10s left over. So what does that look like? It looks like 7 hundreds, 2 10s. How many 1s? There are no 1s left over because remember we took these 1s and multiplied them. So that turns into this, 720. Pretty interesting, right? Yeah. Now this might be a little weird, a little bit different for you. Just work with me and just get the hang of it, okay? Because we're going to be doing a lot of work with this over the next couple of days. All right, let's move on to B. There we go. This one's 40 times 43. Okay, so what we did first here, see they took this 40 and they split it into a 4 times 10. What I'm going to do here is just bring the 43 down. And that 43 is what I'm going to represent over in this area. 40 10s, 4 10s, 3 1s, just like that. Okay? Then, what we're going to do here is you see how we took these parentheses and we're going to slide it over here, around to 43. So what I need to do now is I'm going to multiply each of these by 10. These 3 1s times 10, we'll bring it over here, and these 4 10s times 10 will bring them over to the next column. Remember, every time I get to 10, I go up place value. So this times 10 would come out to be, there, a group of 3 10s. And over here, this would become a group of, right, 4 hundreds. So remember, I multiplied that by 10, I multiplied that by 10. So now here's my answer. I have 430, right? That makes sense. If I did 10 times 43, I would just put a 0 on the end of 43 and have 430. That makes sense, right? Now what I need to do is multiply all of that by 4. That's no problem. So here's one row. I'm going to make 2 rows, 3 rows, and 4 rows of those 10s, okay? Same thing here. I need to make 4 rows of hundreds because I'm multiplying it all by 4. I can do that. 1 row is already there. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4 rows. Good. Now all that's left is a little bit of regrouping. Let's see what we can do here. First, I'm going to start my 10s and try to regroup this. Let's see. Can only keep once I get the 10, I have to regroup to 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to circle those and pop it over here. There. Okay. So as you can see, I'm left here with just 2 10s. Okay? So let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to group those 10s. And I'm going to bring it over here to the thousands place, just 1. Great. So I think we're finished because how many hundreds do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. So my answer here is going to come out to be 1,000. So I write down that 1. How many hundreds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hundreds. How many 10s? That's right, there's just 2 there. And there's 0 ones left over in the here, okay? So my answer here is 1,720. If it helps you to cross these out after we multiply them so you don't count those at the end, that's also a good idea. Let's try the next one. Okay, 30 times 37. Okay, so here, I take my 30 and I split it into a 3 times 10. I take my 37, that just goes right here. All right, 37. Great. And then my 37 comes down here, and you see I took my parentheses from here, I slid them over to the 10 times 37. So let's do that over here. Here's 30, here's 7. Okay, I'm gonna multiply each of these by 10. Okay, so that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This by 10, let me just put a little times 10 there. 1, 2, 3 times 10. Okay, so I did that. Now I need to multiply each of those groups by 3. So there's 1 group, 2 groups, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 groups. Then my hundreds, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good, 3 groups there. All right, so I already brought these 7s over here. So these are gone and these are gone, all right? Because I just multiplied those by 10. Now I'm left with this. Now I need to kind of regroup this in order for it to work because I can only have 10 discs. Can't have 10 discs in one place. I can have 0 through 9, not 10. So let's count and see if I have a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. How many left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, looks like I got this. So there's just 1 little 10 left. So I got to bring 2 10s over. Okay, so I got that little 1 guy right there. Okay, so now my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 9, 10, good. So I got that guy left. And this comes over and just makes 1,000. And that's what I have left. So I have 1,000, 100, 110, and 0 ones. Check that out. 1,110. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, let's keep working. We're almost done. Okay, so I'm on the next page, and it says use the associative property and place value disk to solve. Okay, I can do that, but I have to make my own little chart here. So we're gonna work on our associative property, okay? So first thing I'm gonna do is take this 20 and split it into a 2 times 10. And then I'm gonna multiply that by 27. Okay? So I took this 20 and split it into 2 times 10 times 27. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my parentheses and switch it over. So I'm gonna write this all out in the same exact order and put the parentheses around that, okay? So now I'm gonna end up with my answer here. And let's figure it out over here in my place value discs, okay? So I'm gonna have ones, make my little T-chart, tens, hundreds. Okay, let's put our 27 in. 1, 2, cool. 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now let's multiply each of these by 10, so we bring them over. So all 7 of these are gonna come over here. So I'm gonna cross them out, and I'm gonna put them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's times 10. These two 10s are gonna bring them over. Cross them out. 1, 2, good. So now I have 270. Now I need to multiply that by 2, so I gotta double it. There's 1, gonna put another row of 7 down. So that's 14 tens and another row of hundreds, which is 4 hundreds. So of course I have to take 10 of these and regroup it to the hundreds. And there we go. How many hundreds do we have? That's right, that's 5. How many tens? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's no ones left. My answer is 540, just like that. Okay. Here's this one, 40 times 31. Okay, so I'm gonna do 4 times 10 times 31. Okay, took that 40 and put it into a 4 times 10. I'm gonna write down ones, tens, hundreds, and make my T-chart. Let's put my 31 in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Good, there's 31. Great. Now I'm gonna bring my parentheses over here. So I'm gonna do 4 times 10 times 31. Great. So now I wanna do the parentheses first, 10 times 31. So I'm gonna multiply this times 10, gives me 1, 10. Remember 1 times 10 is 110. 3 tens times 10 is gonna give me 300s. Okay, so those are gone. So 10 times 31 is 310, right? If I just put a 0 on the end of that, I have 310. Now I gotta multiply both of those by 4. So 1, 2, 3, right? There's my 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there's my 400s, 4 rows of hundreds. So I don't need to regroup my tens because there's just 4 tens here, okay? That's good. 4 tens can exist in there. But over here, I see there's a lot of thousands, okay? So there's gonna be 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this, kind of run out of room here. So I'm gonna put a TH, and that's gonna come over here and make it 1,000. Okay, sorry about that. Ran out of room. So I've got 1,000, 240. Nice. Okay, so the next 3 here, couple we're gonna do here, we're not gonna use place value discs. We're going to do straight up multiplication for it instead, okay? So this might shed some light on it. So what we're gonna do here is say 40 times 34. So I'm gonna do 4 times 10, just like we have, times 34. Okay? Then we're going to do this again, 4 times 10 times 34. But now we're going to put the parentheses around that. Okay? So what is 10 times 34? All right, if you said 340, you'd be correct. So we're going to say this, bring this up here. It's 340, right? Just put the 0 on the end. I'm good. Now what I'm going to do is come over here and multiply that by 4. Okay? Now this is familiar to you. You've done this before. So 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 4 is 16. Drop the 6, carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1, 13. And there's my answer. And that answer goes right there. 1,360. Again, kids, feel free to pause and take a look at what's going on. And if you don't fully understand this right off the bat, or you're having trouble with it, just go through the process with me, all right? Don't worry about getting upset about it and things like that, because we're going to be spending a lot of time working on this, okay? And there's much easier ways to do this, all right? This is just trying to teach you with the place value and trying to help you make sense of how numbers work, okay? Remember, math is a process that we're really working on, okay? You have to trust the process, right? Remember how difficult long division was in the beginning, and now you're doing great at it, okay? This is the same thing. This might seem a little confusing, but you're going to work at it, you're going to think, you're going to give maximum effort, then it's going to get better. I promise you, okay? All right. So over here at 50 times 43. Okay, so what I want to do is take my 50 and say it's 5 times 10. I'm going to multiply that by 43. Good. Now, I'm going to rewrite all these numbers in the exact order that they're in. 5 times 10 times 43. But now, I'm going to take my parentheses and slide them over to this. Because I like anything times 10, all I do is put a 0 on the end of the other number. Remember that? Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. 43. Put a 0 on the end. Yeah, 430. Now I multiply all that by 5. And this is familiar math. This is stuff that you've done before. And you were good at, too. So now this is going to give me my answer. 5 times 0 is 0. Good. 5 times 3 is 15. So I put down the 5. Carry the 1. And then 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21, 2,150. And that's my answer. That's pretty cool. All right, 2 left, kids, and then we're done. The distributive property to solve the following problems and distribute the second factor. Okay. So, let's do it. We're going to just keep doing the same thing that we did up here, okay? We're going to do 4 times 10 times 34. And same thing again, 4 times 10 times 34. Okay? That's good. All right, so let's do this. We're going to do, so we're not doing distribute the second factor. I'm just going to stick with this, okay? Let's do 10 times 34 and multiply all that by 4. 0, 16, 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. This ends up being 1,360. And then finally here, is 6 times 10, right? Because 60 turns into 6 times 10 times 25. Okay? Now I'm going to rewrite this exactly as it says up there and put this around that. Okay? Then do 10 times 25. Isn't that 250? Just put the 0 on the end of 25 and good. Then I multiply that by 6. All right, and we do that. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 5 is 30. So put down the 0, carry the 3. And 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Comes out to be 1,500 or 1,500. All right, now that's it for today. Now, once we get moving with this, I promise you it's going to become a lot easier, and I promise you you're going to be very happy with how this goes, okay? We're not going to let you fall behind. We're going to keep working with every single one of you, okay? Hey, enjoy the good weather today. If it's nice out, get outside, and remember that we're super proud of you, and keep smiling, all right? We'll see you on Monday.